From delivering Bad Boy Records' first major hit to a life filled with unexpected twists and turns, Craig Mack's journey is one of both triumph and turmoil. But what really happened behind the scenes? Did Mack's success come at a cost too high to bear? Let's unravel the story of the man behind Flava in Your Ear and the dark side of fame that followed him. Craig Mack was the first artist from Bad Boy Records to give the label its initial hit with the iconic track Flava in Your Ear. Despite this massive success, many believe that his career was plagued by misfortune from the start. According to Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Bad Boy, Mack harbored resentment toward the label right up until his death. Rumors even circulated that Mack wanted to harm Puffy, though they initially shared a cordial relationship, having known each other before Diddy founded Bad Boy Records. Before his rise at Bad Boy, Mack, who was then known as MC Easy, made his debut as a teenager in 1988 with the single Just Rhyming alongside partner troupe under Fresh Records. By the early 1990s, he was working as a roadie for the Long Island duo EPMD. It was during this time that Mack crossed paths with Diddy, who was then an A&R representative for Uptown/MCA Records. Puffy recognized Mack's potential and featured him on a remix of Mary J. Blige's track You Don't Have to Worry in 1992, giving Mack his first significant exposure. In 1992, Puffy decided to create Bad Boy Records, and Mack's Flava in Your Ear became the label's inaugural hit. The song's remix, which featured Rampage, LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, and the Notorious B.I.G., became even more successful. Biggie Smalls, who was the second artist signed to the label, was featured alongside Mack in promotional materials, but behind the scenes, their relationship was strained. According to Gene Deal, in 1994, Biggie was envious of Mack's early success, especially since Mack's debut album, Funk the World, outperformed Biggie's Ready to Die initially, debuting at number 6 on the charts compared to Biggie's number 15. However, after the success of the Flava in Your Ear remix, Biggie's popularity began to overshadow Mack's. Misunderstandings arose between Mack and Puffy, eventually leading to Mack leaving Bad Boy Records. In 1995, Mack won the Best Rap Single Award at the Source Awards, marking the last major highlight of his career before his fallout with Diddy. After changing his manager, tensions escalated, and Puffy reportedly told Mack that he couldn't continue with Bad Boy unless he fired his new manager. Around this time, Suge Knight was planning to establish Death Row East, with Mack as its first signing. However, the plans were derailed, particularly after the tragic events surrounding Tupac Shakur's Unaliving in Las Vegas, where Mack was scheduled to perform. Mack's second album, released by Street Life Records in 1997, didn't receive the same attention as his debut. Despite the tensions with Biggie, Mack participated in Biggie's posthumous album Born Again and continued to maintain that they were friends. Mack stepped out of the spotlight for a while but resurfaced in 2001, appearing in G-Dip's music video for the remix of Special Delivery alongside Puffy, Ghostface Killah, and Keith Murray. He also made a cameo in Diddy's I Need a Girl, Part 1 video in 2002. When asked about reuniting with Puffy, Mack expressed relief, saying, "I'm just glad to be back with my family. What happened in '94 and '95 happened for a reason. It's good to see everything come full circle." However, despite discussions about a new recording contract with Diddy, it never came to fruition, leaving Mack feeling betrayed. By 2011, frustration had built to the point where Mack nearly resorted to violence. In an interview, he hinted that he came close to harming someone, with many believing his target was Diddy. Mack recounted how someone had encouraged him to record a new album at a reduced rate, but after laying down tracks, the person only paid him a fraction of the agreed amount. When the individual threatened Mack, he decided to meet him with backup at a studio. Fortunately, Mack's instincts proved correct, as he sensed danger and was prepared to defend himself if necessary. He restated the conditions he had previously set with the individual, who appeared unwilling to relent in his demands, even after Mack acknowledged some unease in the streets following their meeting. "I felt a couple of threats, some close calls out there," he mentioned. Mack was ready to take care of things as needed, but as he drove to pick up a sibling with a weapon by his side, an unexpected shift occurred within him. "Sitting there, I was talking to God, like, Lord, I don't want to go through with this." Mack sought guidance and turned on the radio, searching for a specific hip-hop station. Unexpectedly, he tuned into one station where gospel music began to play, evoking an overwhelming wave of emotions that brought him to tears. He realized that it was God speaking to him, and he deeply regretted even considering taking another life. Shortly after, a video emerged showing Mack standing beside Brother Stair, who had his arm around Mack's shoulders. Mack's close friend, Alvin Toney, believed that Mack's vulnerability allowed Stair to have a significant influence on him. When you're dealing with a lot, and things aren't going your way, it's easy for someone to sway your thoughts, Toney told the Daily News. Stair, who identified himself as the last-day prophet of God, claimed in a phone interview that he was a leader chosen by God for his people. He described his relationship with Mack as beautiful. "Craig loved me, man, and I loved him," Stair stated. However, police alleged that the 69-year-old Stair, who led Overcomer Ministries in Culleton County, coerced two former followers into having intimacy with him within his religious compound. After Stair's arrest, Mack remarked, "Jesus was hated too. They crucified him." Reflecting on his past, Mack added, "What did you do in the world? Wickedness. And what are you doing now? Righteousness. Oh, hallelujah." In 2016, when Diddy organized the Bad Boy Family reunion tour, Mack's fans didn't get the chance to see him. Puffy respected Mack's wishes and understood his decision not to participate in the tour. Eric Sermon, a close friend and colleague, revealed that Mack's decision was due to health concerns. Sermon also shared a private moment, recalling that Mack had called him 6 months before his passing. "Craig Mack called us and told us he was really sick and might not live long. He was only using 25% of his heart, and during our conversations, he would sometimes drift off." On March 12, 2018, Craig Mack passed away due to heart failure. Many artists expressed their farewells, with Diddy being among them. "Craig Mack, you were the first artist to release music on Bad Boy and gave us our first hit. You always followed your heart and had an energy like no other. You believed in me and in Bad Boy. I will never forget what you did for hip-hop. You inspired me and will continue to inspire us. We will always love you," Diddy said, adding the hashtags #RIP Craig Mack and #BadBoyForLife. According to DJ Scratch, Diddy offered to cover the costs of Mack's funeral. "After I left Craig's memorial service, I called Diddy to thank him for giving Craig the platform that made his music known to the world," Scratch shared on Instagram. "I told him I just left the service. He said, 'They buried Craig already? What service are you talking about?' He wasn't aware of the memorial service." Although Diddy wanted to pay for Mack's funeral, the religious community where Mack resided declined. None of Mack's friends or colleagues were allowed to attend his burial, which took place on the property where he had lived. Craig told those religious folks not to let them pay for anything of his, Scratch concluded. Craig Mack's story is a powerful reminder that success in the music industry often comes with a heavy price. Despite his early triumphs, the challenges he faced and the choices he made led him down a path few could have predicted. What are your thoughts on his journey? Drop them in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more in-depth stories about the real lives behind the music.